Hey everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back. In this short tutorial, I'm going to run through noise sweeps, also known as Piz sweeps, the up sweep and the down sweep, and also some creative tools that you can apply to them as well after you've made them. Let's dive in and see how it's done. So here I am in Logic Pro with a quite simple synthesizer, the ESP. Now, it doesn't really matter what synthesizer you use. However, one with a noise generator is most important, because that's how we create these Piz noise sweeps, this up and down noise sweeps. You can of course do this on a external synthesizer, hardware synthesizer, but again, you need a noise generator to do it, and preferably a filter, some filter controls, and of course the all-important envelopes, amp envelopes, attack, decay, sustain and release controls to enable you to design the sound itself. So I've got the ESP open here, and quite simply, this is a very simple synthesizer with noise generators here, different wave tones. Let me just turn the attack down on that so you can hear some of them. And right at the very end, we have a noise generator. Let's turn that right up. Okay, so we've got the noise generator. It's then really over to the most important part, which is actually shaping how the actual sound reacts. At the moment, it's the minute I hit the key, you're hearing the sound. The minute I release my finger, you're not hearing the sound. Whereas if I now turn up this release control and I hit play and take my finger off, you can hear it actually sustains. It really attenuates over a longer period of time. The volume actually decreases and takes longer to do it, as according to, if I do it this short here. Let's put that up. And there you go. So that really gives a good example of how that works. And similarly, the attack is also the same. So if I hit the key, you hear the sound straight away. If I put this control all the way to the top, it will take its time in going from 0 to 127, the highest range volume wise. So there you heard it take quite a few seconds to go right up to full volume, but you probably heard it come down a little bit, and that is because of the decay control. So this is bringing the volume back down. If I have this up here at full, that is staying up there. All right, so this is really important because we can kind of do dramatic drops in volume, as you heard there. And the sustain control, also quite important. It also acts like almost like a depth control. So if I take this right up to the top, it stays there until I release my finger from the key. So this is also really important in the way we kind of hold the sound until we do release our finger. It's actually sustaining at that level now. All right, so with all these controls in mind, let's now try and design what we call an up sweep. So it's going to take its time going up to a peak, and then either release immediately or slowly. So let's try that. It is up to your desired design, shall we say, of how fast you want the the sweep to go up and come back down. I'm going to do pretty much a medium one here. Let's try this a second. Let's add a little bit of release. I get a hold not long after. Bit longer. Let's put that up there. Let's try that. Okay, that's something like it. So I'm going to record that note now. Let's have a look at that. Let's quantize that. I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Actually, I'm going to make it shorter. Let's turn up the release. Great, a little bit longer and going up. Brilliant. Right, so now I can add some effects. So this synthesizer's got a built-in overdrive, adding a little bit of distortion to it. Let's try that. Much more powerful. And we can, of course, add a bit of chorus. A lot of fun. Now, obviously, if you don't have these effects on your own synthesizer, your own soft synth, add them as a chain of effects in after the instrument and adjust as you please. I'm just adding chorus. There are lots of other modulation effects you could use. I'm going to show you how to sidechain in a moment as well, but a tremolo modulation effect can also do the same result. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Right, now, what I want to do now is apply some filtering. So what's that going to sound like? Let me bring this frequency cutoff all the way down, so we only let the lows pass through. Now you may now recognize that a little bit more. Now this is where I could, for example, lengthen this note even more. And we could say that we're going to take our time with this control here, opening it and closing it. Let's add a little bit more release on that. And here we go. That's about right. And obviously you could push the resonance control up a little bit more to freak it even more. But I'm now going to record that automation wise, so I'm just going to latch and hit record. Let's do it. All right, so let's turn the latch off and stick that back into read, and I want to correct some of that automation so we can see it there. Let's kind of freak this out a little bit more. Let's get right up to, say for example here, we can put a curve on this in a moment, and the same going down. We'll go out like that. Let's get rid of these actually. So all of this is, you know, designing it to how you want it to work. I may, for example, want it to take a little bit longer in opening and closing shorter. Let's try this. So I could be here for a while, but you get the idea. Any way you want to. Okay, so let's now hit a down sweep. So I've got a duplicate here, and this one it's pretty much the same. I've got a chorus. Let's turn the chorus and the overdrive off there a moment. If you look at the envelope controls, the attack, decay, sustain and release, the attack is really, really short. I want it to instantly happen. And you can hear I've got a longer release on this. So if that's what I want it to do. I want it to kind of actually take longer in fading down. I've got a filter open here as well. Let's just do this. There we go. Let's quickly record that. Maybe got the note a little bit too long there. Let's quantize it and shorten. Excellent. So that's that one. So you could apply the same effect processing as well if you like. But right now I want to quickly show you how to sidechain. Which is also a really good kind of core creative effect that you can apply to these sweeps, so they don't become so static. They already are moving because the filters are opening and the modulation controls are also happening there, the chorus for example. But yeah, I now want to just add a little bit of pumping to the actual sweep as well. It can be a quite cool little effect. And this doesn't have to be, I've got a kick drum made here. If we just quickly listen to this. Oh, I've turned the kick output off. Let's give that some output. It doesn't have to be a kick. You could sidechain anything you like into a compressor on the down sweep. So we'll do it with the kick so you hear what happens, and then obviously we'll just change the output of the kick drum. So yeah, I've just got a kind of standard compressor here, stock one within Logic, and the pumping happens from sidechaining. We're going to sidechain the kick drum in here, and it's all down to the threshold and the ratio controls with a little bit of attack and release. But yeah, if we now bring the threshold, let's take it up, you won't, and bring the ratio down, you won't hear this pump so much. But now if I bring the threshold down and the ratio up, and again this is down to choice, we should end up with some pumping. Now to achieve this and catch those transients, make it pump even harder, we can use a really short attack here. And if you wanted to get it really pumping, have a really short release. Or if you want a slow release, want it to kind of be smoother as it ducks in and out, use a longer release. Now what's that sound like without? Let's just turn the kick drum's output off, and you will hear. We can obviously go for a lot more extreme if need be. So there you go. That's how you create a Piz sweep. Over to you. Have a go at it. Have fun with this. There's so many ways you could do it and apply other sounds to this as well. Get creative. Use your mind, your creative minds. I encourage you to do that always, and you will often come up with some really surprising results. If you need a hand with anything, feel free as always to get hold of me via the normal channels. And yeah, don't forget, if you want to become a member of Black and Gold Audio Academy, follow the links. See you soon. Bye.